right. It is Monday, December 30th. A day away from the new year, or so to speak.
The last day of the decade.
It is. Well, tomorrow's the last day of the decade, correct.
Yep.
So, this fans view on Monday night. Let's do it. Ready? E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! All right. So, how's everybody doing? This fans view, Carl, John, me. Let's talk.
He just ate a bunch of chocolate. 2 seconds ago, I asked him if he was ready. So, 22.
I got my injury. You know, I got my number for in line for injury.
You want to go into 10?
Yep, going into the 10. Man, was that an incredible game last night with everybody just lining up for the 10? Brandon Graham had a standing room only.
Can it get any worse?
We keep saying this for a month now.
The last play of the game, they're carting people off the field. It's crazy.
You're right there.
Crazy.
It is.
But I mean, how well have we been doing with the replacements?
Oh, they've been playing well.
You know,
they've been playing real well.
I think that's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So where do we go?
We've gotten very lucky.
No doubt.
It took a while.
No doubt about that.
It took a while. I guess the big question that I have, you know, and I don't want to stir the pot so early, but I guess I have to. Seems to be the nature of the show.
Dougie straightened out the
how you feeling about Dougie Pig? It's December 30th.
Mm-hmm.
We're rolling into the home playoff game against the Seattle Seahawks. Somebody's got to be doing something right.
He must have been listening to the show. He changed his philosophy. Well, I say philosophy. He changed the game plan. He puts him in a good place.
I guess there was a.
He's running the ball more, screen passes, running the game.
The guys off the practice squad got different plays than the regular guys.
It seems like it.
All kidding aside, I mean, you could not predict any of this.
No. Oh no! I mean, no, he's held it together well. I mean, he's showing more in these last 4 weeks than he had the prior 12.
Right.
You know, I mean, and that was where, you know, up until that Miami game, you know, he had issues.
Right.
You know, and he changed. You know, and like I tell you all the time, it's, you know, it's fluid. My comments. You know, I'll change with them if you know, if you're going to change and do things. I'll say, so whether I'm wrong or not. Well, but you changed. I mean, it was just.
So I heard something last night. On WIP, they were saying that Carson is playing a lot different with the replacements than he is with.
Excuse me.
I was waiting for that.
First.
Right. Someone wants to join the show.
Yes. So I think we talked about this last night a little bit.
Right.
So do you think he feels more comfortable with them than he does with the regulars? I mean, that's what they were making it sound like. They were making it sound as if he wasn't comfortable running the plays with the regular players, but with the practice squad guys, he is.
Well, I don't know if it's that he wasn't more comfortable with that. I think it was more.
I'm back. What I miss?
just how Carson is becoming more of the leader. Like, as far as,
so is it because you have
new? Well, it's more of a hierarchy.
Okay.
You know, like Alshon Jeffrey had more experience in the league. So
is it an ego problem?
Oh, definitely. I think with Jeffrey, yeah.
Well, I think
Jeffrey and I.
You know what? It's and I don't want to take away from what you guys are talking about, but I think he's trusting these guys a whole lot more.
Well, they're fighting for the balls,
right?
You know, they've got confidence.
Right.
He's got confidence.
Right. Mm-hmm.
are they still making mistakes? Sure, they're
Yeah.
making mistakes.
No, yeah,
You know what I mean?
They're
But
human. So
but I think the aggressive play, I'll take that all day long.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? And let the mistakes fall where they may.
Yep.
Mhm.
You know, I
Well, let's face
have
it.
you seen Greg Ward drop a pass yet?
The only one he dropped one in like early in that for his first.
But I
touch.
mean,
But
it
that would have been
was,
his first NFL touchdown. That he,
it wasn't a gimme like
Right,
like
but that was-
like 13's been dropping all season.
Right. Yeah, I mean, he's fighting for the ball. He's
So
yeah. No, I mean, it's definitely that's the part that's
it's encouraging to see that,
Mhm.
knowing that they've been there, and they were just waiting for their opportunity.
Right.
and now they got it.
And
what-
where does that put the other guys? Well, now Nelson won't be back, right?
No,
he's
no.
he's
Thank
at
God.
the end of the contract, right?
He's
so
done.
so we don't have to talk about that anymore.
Mhm.
And 17, he could be out who knows how long with
Right.
that injury,
Right.
right? Because doesn't he need surgery?
He should. Yeah.
Yeah.
With
So-
that. So yeah, he hopefully for us in a way like that might be our way out of his contract.
But you watch Miles Sanders do his thing.
Right.
You're
Boston
watching
Scott.
Boston Scott do his thing. And even when, not to take anything away from Howard, because Howard was having a pretty good year
Right.
up
Oh, yeah.
until his injury.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But it just seems like this combination of Scott and Sanders is a pretty solid 1-2 combination.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and it's because you're utilizing your talent better as far as
Different players.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's the Andy Reid system. What were we good with Andy Reid? We ran the screenplay all the time with McCoy and guys.
And we threw a
Yeah.
lot.
Well, throwing if it's a screen pass, they
Fine.
consider it a run. So, all right, if that's how you're gonna analysis or whatever. But
Analyze.
analyze it. That's the word. It's been a long day.
You're telling me.
But if that's how they want to do it, then that's fine.
Right.
But because it's a short pass, but then you're using your guys' weapons.
Yeah.
And
And he's got several of them now.
right.
So-
Well, again, like John's been saying, it's there. You just need to utilize, your guys in situations of their strength.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's just gotten. It just feels so much better since that week in Miami.
Oh, God.
yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Although being in Miami was pretty cold, but yeah, the game sucked.
You gotta keep rubbing
it was it was probably the most horrible game I've seen in years.
It was.
Oh yeah.
It
in
absolutely was. Yes.
in years, and to see them, and I know they didn't play anybody, anybody good,
Right.
you know what I mean, except the Cowboys,
Well, again, you said not good.
and rightfully so, right?
Yeah. I mean,
But you still, they're still, they still got to make plays.
Yeah.
You still got to outscore the opponent.
Yep.
Right.
the
You-
defense
you-
stepped up a lot.
Oh, and I've
Oh,
been
yeah.
I scream for that every week
Right.
because I just think they're finally, you see how aggressive they've been.
Oh,
They're up on the line.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're stacking the line. They're
Yep.
blitzing. You know what I mean? They're taking pressure off the secondary.
Right.
They're not giving the quarterback any chance to find anything.
Yep.
I don't know that they'll be doing that as much against Russell Wilson.
Well,
but
I'm hoping they do.
Yeah, but
They should.
I really am, because didn't you tell me that their whole offensive line's banged
well,
up?
no, they've been banged up, but it's just Wilson will beat you with the run. Like you've been dealing with Daniel Jones, who's a rookie, and then Haskins. He's a rookie for 3 of the games.
Okay.
And then Dak Prescott.
You were thinking it was Aikman because they haven't won since then.
It's
So-
it's just one of those things. Which is again, you're playing to your strengths. You can
Well,
blitz against
I think
Guys like
I
that.
think Schwartz needs to come with that same intensity. I think you need to, obviously you're going to pick your spots to blitz,
Right.
Yeah.
No.
okay, but I think you need for that defense to work
Mhm.
and be effective.
You can see the energy in the team
Exactly.
as
They
well.
seem to respond.
Right.
They seem to respond to it.
Mhm.
55 was all over the field yesterday.
Yes.
I mean,
Mhm.
he's just been playing out of his mind.
Yeah. Nice.
Which is a good thing.
No, it's that's what you need. You need your leaders to step up.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You need your leaders to step up, and fortunately, they've been able to, fill in the back end, which has been
Right.
pretty horrible.
Right.
So
But
here's a question: who's back next week?
Who's back?
yeah, I don't know. Is Jalen Mills? He missed yesterday, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know what his deal is.
So Darby's on IR, so he's done for a while.
Yeah, he's done for a while.
I
but
think
you
they
know-
just had Mills as being out.
Douglas came in yesterday, and we
Mhm.
were talking about this earlier. He can look so great,
Right.
and I don't know where the midpoint of finding what kind of player he is,
Right.
or maybe we have, and we just got lucky yesterday. He played well yesterday.
did.
He played well
Like I
yesterday.
said, I mean, it was like a different team. They were fighting
Sidney
for the
Jones,
ball, breaking balls up.
but again, I think it all starts up front.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
really do.
absolutely.
I honestly believe it starts up front.
Absolutely. If you give them too much time to do whatever they want, they're
I
going to
think-
get beat.
I think that's any quarterback. Jones even stood back there, like he was Joe Montana yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, he stood back there on a couple of,
Yeah,
couple
especially
of
more in the
plays.
first half. Yeah.
But,
And
no,
once
it's-
they had that fumble,
it's did we think we would be sitting here going into week 18 of the season?
No. From the middle of the season, beginning was not so bad, but then everybody started getting hurt. And I know several people that were saying season's over, we're never going to make the playoffs. And thankfully, Dallas played the way Dallas plays and did what they did, and here we are.
no,
so-
there's a bad coach.
So did he get fired yet?
Not yet. His contract's up on Wednesday,
Oh, so it could be then.
so
I can't
like
picture-
we were saying, Jerry Jones is probably has his love affair with him, and
so he's
he doesn't
He's
want to. He
torn?
doesn't want to say he's fired.
He's not going to. He's not.
He's not being renewed.
He's been an employee for 10 plus years.
Right.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
plus a quarterback for.
and he's been a solid, Cowboy his whole life.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah, no,
he'll
it's a-
probably have a job for life if he wants one.
Mhm.
Somewhere in the organization.
No.
But they need to make a change. But who cares?
Well, yeah, I don't want him to make a change.
Right.
Who cares?
I want him to stay.
Who cares? but everybody he chooses is.
Oh, true.
It's not been good. When's the last time they won? What did we talk
Jimmy
about
Johnson.
today? Jimmy Johnson,
Back in the '90s.
wow.
right? When's the last time they won anything? Like 95?
My kids weren't even born.
I was going to say, was he the last? Was he the last coach to actually win something?
Jimmy Johnson. Yeah.
Wow.
It's
Him
been
and
a
that
long
hair.
time.
Wow.
It's been this happened this year with the Eagles winning the division is 15 years in a row. The NFC East has had a non-back-to-back winner,
Wow.
a new winner. That's
So here we are. It's the eve of New Year's Eve. And
got people out in Vegas.
It's all
Yeah.
yeah. Our friend Dennis,
Mhm.
Who came to see us at Dagwoods.
Yeah.
It's all Eagles. We're going to try to talk about some other Philly sports teams, but I don't know that that's possible.
It's football right now.
I don't
Yeah,
know that
this
it,
is-
I
this
don't
is
know that it
football time.
matters, right?
No, this is football
It
time.
really doesn't matter.
Got a little good news, positive news today with Travis Konechny. But,
Yeah, yeah.
this first
We'll
All-Star,
save 30 seconds at the end of the show. But let's turn our attention back to the offense a minute here with
Mhm.
Carson Wentz.
Okay. 4,000.
But that number doesn't impress the man in the middle.
No?
No, I'll let him
All right,
explain.
go ahead. Explain that to
I'll
me.
let him explain.
It's not that it doesn't impress me. It's football today.
Right.
You know what I mean? As far as you're going to put up numbers. And it's not just Carson Wentz's number. It's, Drew Brees is, getting the touchdowns.
Right.
And Tom Brady's getting all the touchdowns. These guys, that's all you do is throw the ball. So
I think
you're going to put up the number. I mean,
Right.
we just finished the season with Jameis Winston threw for 5,000 yards,
Right.
had 30 interceptions, led the league in fumbles, still threw for 5,000 yards, and he can't make the playoffs. So it's just the way the league is.
I
now.
think the
It's-
bigger point here is
the
how many different wide
wide
receivers.
receivers,
Right.
That nobody was over 500 yards.
You know
for
what I mean?
Wide receiving.
I mean, can you just imagine, like, if you had your top 2 or 3 all season, they all be going to the Pro Bowl,
Right. Oh no,
Yeah.
right?
no.
Yep.
It's
I mean, Carson's, and we've dogged him.
Mhm.
Everybody in this room has dogged him.
Carson.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody in this room, in this city, everybody has
There's a lot of
questioned
people.
has questioned, whether he has the Philly toughness, to survive in this city. You know what I mean? Can he take the criticism? Can he accept, a bad game? Can he explain, things? Does he see everything? Come on. 6 weeks ago we were having this conversation. Were we not?
I mean, I like him. Yeah, I think you got me confused with Lauren.
You're flat out lying. You're flat out lying.
Bring up the tapes. I like Larson.
We
He
were
was, he's never been the problem.
questioning his toughness. I've never had a problem with him because I've always considered him the franchise quarterback.
Right.
It's going to take time.
Oh,
Right.
well,
You know what I mean? The city, the people, they questioned his toughness.
well, I think it was more because he got hurt every year.
Well,
You know,
and that's,
that's-
part of it.
you know,
That's
and
part of it.
it's not so much his toughness. I mean, he had a broken back the one year. He blew out
That's
his
been
knee.
part of
And,
it. Is
yeah,
he
you know, it's-
is he capable of playing 16 games? Is
Right.
he I mean, look at this year. Spring, he didn't play. Doug didn't play any of his regulars.
right.
Everybody criticized, he didn't get a snap
Right.
during any of the games. They criticized all that,
Yeah,
all
it's
the
new
starters because we didn't want to
to
get injuries. Well,
Right.
look what we got.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look what we got. But I just think, is it the position?
Oh, of course.
Oh,
Is it the
absolutely.
position? Is it the money that they get paid?
Well,
Yep.
Is it? I mean, when you talk about quarterbacks, and we were just talking about the 100 greatest.
Right.
You know what I mean? You look at the list. We'll be talking about those guys till we get buried. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
All these great quarterbacks.
Right.
I mean, so I don't care what era it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What city he's from.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's always about the quarterback.
Oh, always.
It's always about the
Yeah.
quarterback.
Yeah.
The running backs don't want to hear that. Emmett Smith don't want to hear about that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't want to hear about
Right.
that.
No. The wide receiver, especially.
All Fletcher Cox care about is just laying them out.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I know.
I mean, but it comes down to the quarterback. The pressure is there. It's always going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Look what Goff's going through
Right.
this year with
yeah.
LA.
Yeah.
I mean, for as great a year as he had last year,
Mm-hmm.
the team kind of fell apart.
Right.
But you talked about it. Super Bowl hangover. Well, they went to the Super Bowl last year. Didn't finish the job.
Well, I
but-
think they won the NFC. So I don't know if they actually went to the Super Bowl.
Oh, God.
I think the
I just think it's a tough. It's a tough deal.
oh
You
yeah.
know what I mean? It's a tough deal to. You talk about it with Doug. He wants to be everybody's buddy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Well, Carson invited all the receivers out to, wherever it was. Was it Houston? Somewhere in the off season.
Yeah, it was
You know what I mean? And who was the only guy who didn't go?
number 17.
I mean, he's extended. He's trying to make everybody as comfortable
Mhm.
as possible. I mean, I think he's changed his game a little bit as the season has progressed. I think his game.
He's trusting the players more.
He's trusting
Yeah.
himself.
Well, that
I
too.
think
right.
he's trusting himself. I think he realizes, he's healthy. He can take the hit.
Right.
He's been pounded.
Oh yeah.
He's been pounded.
Yeah.
There was a few games I wasn't quite sure he was going to make it,
Right.
make it home that night.
No, true.
But
No,
no, I just think And trust me, I'm not ready to hand him any MVPs or
I don't know.
anything like that. He's got to match up with the guy who left town with a Super Bowl.
Right.
You know what I mean? Before he's going to get those types of accolades.
Yeah.
But I just think he's taken that step.
Oh no, he's done what he has to do.
Yeah. He's done.
It's just a matter of
absolutely.
You know,
this year. It's not whether or not they win any more games or they go to the Super Bowl. It's not because of him that they failed. If they don't make it to the Super Bowl this year,
Right?
He's done everything he could do.
How about Dolly jumping in? The team played in sync for the
Mhm.
most part. She knows more about football than you do, for Christ's sake.
I never claimed to know a shitload about football.
Holy cow! Maybe she should be on there. We got the wrong gallo. Holy cow!
Get her, get my sister. I don't care.
You're jumping right over these great comments. My God!
It's definitely not. He's going out there and doing what he's got to do. It's obviously look at the past 4 weeks of the weather. Weather hasn't been greatest either. If you not to make excuses for.
I mean, when
you got rain games and wind and everything. So I mean, and then to have to deal with all new players involved as well.
I guess that's the. I mean, you try to break it down.
Mhm.
You know what I mean, and see where, Doug has done his part to change, the play calling.
Right.
Carson has done his job,
Mhm.
to kind of, bring these guys into the offense.
Right.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But how about the job the offensive line has done
Yeah.
with all the injuries?
Yep.
And now you lost another key component to the
Yeah,
offensive
it's a
line.
shame. Brooks.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about your guys up front,
Mhm.
and there for a while, Carson was getting banged around, but they're keeping them pretty clean these days.
They
Right.
have been. Yes.
They've been keeping them clean.
Absolutely.
We need another game of being clean with
You
Seattle
know, but
coming
I mean,
in with
you,
Clowney.
you're missing Lane Johnson.
Right.
You don't know what you get from minute to minute with Jason Peters.
Right.
Right.
How healthy he's going to be
Right.
able to stay.
Now you lost Brandon Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're talking about. I don't even know the guy's name that stepped in for him.
And he played not Perkins. That's the other guy who stepped in, but no, he played well though.
It's
He
been
played. The last time he had to step in, he played well.
and I notice Doug has gotten away from the next man up thing, because I guess we're 3 deep into that.
Right.
Oh, we're
You-
several men deep.
You're 3 deep in the next man up. You know what I mean? It's just I know every team goes through it. We talked about
Mhm.
Seattle and all their injuries, and every team goes through it. But I mean, you look at that list of starters.
Oh no, it's
I mean, you're talking starters.
no. It was no. It was there were, but my only hesitation what I'm saying about it is how well were those guys playing before they got hurt. It is the only. Like Boston Scott's coming in and playing a lot better. Greg Ward, is doing a lot better than what we had.
I mean, it didn't take much.
Well, no,
It didn't take a whole lot.
no, but that was where part of my issue was. We've been saying it on the podcast here since Jackson went down to get Greg Ward in there.
Well, because we knew he had the speed.
Mhm.
He could fill that void.
Right.
For opening the field.
And they're still not even using
Because
that too much.
what's the percent? I mean,
Everything's 10, 15 yards.
everything.
Yeah.
But it's an effective 10, 15, 20 yards.
Right. Oh no.
And seeing it without Ertz being in the offense,
Right.
that's what's even more promising.
Yeah, Goddard stepped up again.
I mean, he had
Yeah.
a great game.
Mhm.
He had a great game. It's good.
Absolutely.
It's good. I mean, he's a young kid.
Mhm.
This is his second year.
Yeah, second year.
So you got guys that are getting thrown in there that normally wouldn't be. Goddard would be in there.
Right.
He's your second tight end. Now he stepped
First
up.
round pick.
He's your first. He's your first tight end.
Mm-hmm.
And they re-signed. Who'd they re-sign? Rodgers.
Yeah. Right.
So I might be getting a little ahead, but
Spring training.
no.
Oh.
No. Further along than that. How does that translate to next season?
Well, we kind of talked about that a little bit today too, because you got a lot of things that are going to open up.
Right.
Okay. We talked about this in a couple of different phases
Mhm.
of A, Boston Scott, B, Greg Ward Jr.
Yep.
They need to get paid.
Oh, absolutely.
They need
Absolutely.
contracts, and they need contracts now.
Yep.
Because you can't let them
Oh,
walk
God,
out
no.
of Philly
No.
and go sign with another team.
Somebody's going to snap them up.
Because if Greg Ward's not a number 2 or 3 wide receiver, he still belongs on the field.
Right.
And Boston Scott has shown that he also belongs on the field.
Right.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
So,
Absolutely. Yep.
and you need, you need multiple guys to step in. Howard's gone. They're not going to give him a contract. You think?
They're still going to need a running back. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It depends on what.
Corey Clemenza going to be a free agent. I'm pretty
Right.
sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's going to need a contract. He's injured.
Mm-hmm.
So at what degree? And again, and I don't want to go too far out in front, but I see where 55,
Yeah.
Brandon Graham, and Salamala,
Yeah.
they
restructured.
both restructured their deals today.
Did they really?
So again, here we are. We're handing out accolades because it's the end of the year, right?
Mhm.
It's the eve of New Year's Eve,
Right.
Yeah.
right? And we're not going to have another show. Howie's done a great job. Howie's done a great
Like
job.
you say, his best work is on the cap work.
He's done a great job.
Talent wise, maybe not as much. But he's hitting with these guys coming off the.
So those guys need to get paid.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And if you're going to throw Josh Perkins into the mix,
Yeah.
as a potential, I mean, these guys are no longer practice players.
No.
No.
Not
They're
even
not
a little.
practice squad guys anymore.
No.
They're now part of the 53.
Yep.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
They've shown that time and time again. It's absolutely.
You just don't pluck Boston Scott
Right.
off the unemployment line.
No.
You know what I mean? And say, kind of like what Seattle just did with Marshawn Lynch. He hasn't played in what, 14, 15 months?
Yeah.
How effective is he going to be?
Yeah.
Right?
They can't even get him on the field on the goal line. To get
Boston Scott's probably been running the
Practice squad.
the B team to go against
The defense.
the defense every week.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I mean, I think those guys put in as much work
Right.
about play calling and knowing what's coming
Mm-hmm.
Right.
as your normal 53.
Oh no.
So I think hopefully it's time. I'm not their agent. You know what I mean? But
Right.
I think it's time that they get a sizable increase.
Absolutely.
If they haven't proven that they're part of they're part of this team, then I don't know how you're going to prove.
Yeah. There's no other way they can prove that.
It's definitely
So, what do we need to do next week to beat Seattle?
again the same formulas we've been doing.
Play exactly the same way.
Yeah, we got defense has got to. I don't think we're going to blitz as much. I think we're going to have to contain Russell Wilson because if you blitz him, then he's going to start running.
Running
He'll
right,
run out.
yeah, because he definitely can run. We saw that last night.
Especially if you're blitzing, then you got guys
But-
if you got guys one on one.
Okay, so let's back up. Because that type of defense may work because they got Saquon Barkley. They kicked him to the outside
Mhm.
and he wasn't as effective. You know what I mean? That play that he went crazy on, that was a blown assignment.
Yeah,
That,
by two
that,
guys.
that was a blown assignment. So
Mhm.
that you can take that out of the equation. And I think the Eagles front strings out as well as anybody.
Oh, they do.
as
Especially
well
when
as
they-
anybody.
Especially when they sell out for the run.
Absolutely.
So
I mean, I hear what you're saying about containing, Mr. Wilson. I just think you need, and I think Schwartz has where you say, Doug has changed. I think finally Schwartz has changed as well,
Mhm.
and he's got to dial up, and get Malcolm up on the line of scrimmage.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because he stepped up a lot.
Oh, it's been incredible.
Mhm.
It all happens up front.
Right. Oh,
Whether
no,
it's
it
the
does.
O line or the D line, that's where those games are won there.
Well, no, it is, but that's the part of, like I said, it's not like just let's rush and meet at the quarterback because Russell Wilson, if you're playing single up on the outside by blitzing, Russell Wilson will scoot up the middle, and
but we got to look at the injury for the offensive lineman because
Right.
our boys are healthy up front.
right.
Jernigan's is hungry. He's shining. He's shining them gold teeth, and when he shines them gold teeth, he came
Big
to
things
play.
happen. Oh yeah,
He came to play.
no, I
And
agree.
you got Cox on one side, and you got Graham on the other, and Jernigan's in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
playing
mean?
well,
They're getting and Barnett.
right?
I mean,
Yeah,
he had
he-
a clean game yesterday.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I just think you keep the defense plays well, the offense does their thing and keeps a sizable amount of time, so that the defense doesn't have to spend 45 minutes
Right.
on the field.
Well, that's where the running game or the short screen goes.
Right.
That's like I said, that's part of the thing with the,
So let's overlook the Seattle game. I know I'm a little crazy, but let's overlook the Seattle game a minute here. right?
Minnesota beats the Vikings. The Saints.
Man, she's not. I haven't seen her on board, but she'd come through the screen with a big hug if that would happen. But let's just say, we grab another win, we grab a W,
Mhm.
right?
Well, let's face it, we're playing at home, so
Right.
It's
Home
Absolutely
field,
possible.
home field advantage.
Absolutely possible.
it's not going to nothing to say that we're not. And, one of the guys coming today said we opened up as a 1-point favorite, and,
Yeah.
and now we're a dog.
And the line
2
moved 3 points already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great. That's what That's when they played the best.
So where I'm going with this is
NFC Championship.
no.
Oh.
I'm back it up
He's
a little
not there
bit.
yet.
Jackson gets back on the field after this
This
week.
week.
Okay.
Jackson gets back
Mhm.
on the field
So he's out for at least one more week.
this week.
This is
This
the last
week
week
he's out.
All right.
because that's
he's out
his eighth
he-
game.
Right.
He's out against Seattle.
Okay.
Mhm.
I mean, he's looking good on TV.
Oh, you're watching him run.
But
Yeah.
is he healthy enough to get back in there and run some deep routes? Does that open things back up even more?
Oh, of course it does.
But at that point, who do you take out?
Well, you got Perkins,
Right.
who's a tight end, filling the
Right.
third receiver spot.
Well, you can even leave him in there. You got Howard. He played
Take
3
Howard
snaps.
out.
You took.
Yeah.
I mean, what was that?
You,
What taking
you
up
literally played with one running back.
Yeah.
Boston Scott's like.
So we have him and Scott in at the same time. I mean, seriously, that would open up a lot of room for
Well,
us.
things are gonna. I mean, if you can all of a sudden get healthier,
Right.
Mhm. Right.
is that a word? Healthier.
Yeah.
On this team
if
it
you
is.
can if you can get healthy over the course of the next couple of weeks,
Right.
you find your way through the Seattle game,
Mhm.
Right.
and you go into an NFC Championship game. You get Jackson back. Hopefully, Miles Sanders is healthy enough to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Along with Boston Scott, you keep.
Get Lane Johnson.
What do they do?
Well, they lose,
What-
so we don't want to.
Yeah, they lose. You don't want to do that.
Whatever that feeding
Well,
thing is.
that's what he's going to be doing while we're playing.
Right.
So
Yeah, you get, Lane Johnson will also be another one that'll come back.
So I guess he's week to week,
Yeah.
day to day.
Yeah. I mean, that's a high ankle sprain, so
Right. Right.
it was a 4 to 6 week ordeal.
Yeah.
So.
so when you're on IR, you're out for a minimum
The
of 6.
No, the eight
Eight
games
is eight,
for
okay.
Well, you're talking Jackson.
what Jackson was.
You're
Right.
talking Jackson because
Yeah.
Lane's week to week.
Lane's
Right.
week to week. Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
Lane's not on.
they had him listed as out,
Right.
which is completely different.
Well, out as in out of the game.
Right.
For that
You
week.
know what I mean? So, but it's here we are, the eve of New Year's Eve,
Mhm.
right? We're in the celebratory mood,
Absolutely.
right? I mean,
Got to play off football at home.
so let me ask you this. Let's take a look at Philly sports.
Mhm.
What team fits the role of the next championship team here in Philadelphia?
That's
where
tough.
we at? Where we at? I know where we're at with the Eagles right now, and they fought through a lot of adversity this year, and we got a home playoff game Sunday.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. Flyers are playing very, very well. We finally got the goalie situation straightened out,
Okay.
right? If the 76ers can figure out to win on the road,
I think like how the Eagles fans and Phillies fans like travel, we got to get Sixers fans travel because they don't like to lose at home because they're afraid of our fans. So we got to get all our fans at these road games and
Yeah. So Jack's saying Flyers hands down.
Flyers hands down.
Yeah.
I'd love to go along with Jack. I'll take anyone. I don't care. I'm just trying to open it up for discussion.
Okay.
What Philly team is close?
So if you had to rank them 1 to 4, we know Phillies are down here.
I don't know.
Are they?
Well,
Are they?
if they play anything like they did last year, yeah. And I still think they're
81 wins with a horrible manager
I get that.
and no bullpen and
I get that. They got to make some serious changes. I just don't see them going from that to World Series in one year. I just don't see it.
Okay, so we dropped them from the top slot.
Right.
Okay, so where are you going?
I'm
I'm
asking.
gonna let them fall where you push them.
Well, that's what I was asking you. Where would you rank? Okay, so Eagles. We'll go. I'll name teams. You tell me where they fit. So the Eagles, where are they 1 since we're now in the hunt, or do we go with Flyers, or are they?
I gotta put the I gotta put the Eagles there because you have your franchise quarterback.
Right.
You've got a lot of really good players, and you basically kind of like interchange parts.
Right, and that's a good thing
to stay in the mix
and keeping people.
You're not rebuilding.
Right.
You're not retooling.
Nope.
Okay. You're replacing a few people from time to time.
Right.
Which
happens
is
every
it happens to every team. Contracts run out.
Yep.
But 9-7 in a very weak division. You're winning the NFC. You're getting that home field advantage.
Oh, Jack cracks me up.
Phillies have no pitching.
Got the Flyers, Sixers, Phillies, and then the Eagles last. I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, you could say that as far as who's going to have chances right now, like for this year going forward, because let's face it, the Eagles, we all hope that they're going to do something, but it's not
possible. The probability is not
for this year.
Right.
Just because of the injuries, it's a little bit of a struggle.
It's not probable.
It's a new season. Everybody's 0-0.
Well, no, it is.
Yeah.
No, it is. No,
Everybody's
I'm not saying
0-0.
I'm not saying that they can't do it, but I'm saying it's
they're
they're in the playoffs, so it's not
it's possible, not probable. So it's possible they could win, but the probability is a little lower than the possibility.
I'm liking what I'm saying.
I like what I see too.
I'm liking what I'm saying.
If they played like this all season, I have no problem.
Are we looking at an NFC championship game in New Orleans?
Very possible.
Yeah, because we'd have to play Green Bay next. It would be the team that we'd have to go out.
I mean, the Eagles are right there.
Right.
The Sixers keep teasing us.
Well, that's
The Sixers just keep teasing us.
I don't know if I agree with that. Jack says they're an old team, not with the young guys that we got coming in.
Well, I think he's talking about certain players.
Right. And correct.
You pull those players out.
Right.
Like you
take
it
Jenkins away.
Even
Brandon Graham's playing well.
I hear what he's saying, and he's absolutely right.
I do, but
some key components of that team are old.
But the ones that we're bringing in that are making a difference are the young ones.
But are they of that caliber?
Too soon to tell.
Is Dillard going to be the 17-time Pro Bowl Jason Peters? We don't know that.
Right.
We hope so.
Do they have another player on the team that's going to replace Malcolm Jenkins? I mean, I sat here a week ago and I trashed the whole secondary. I absolutely.
Well, then that's rightfully so.
I trashed the whole secondary.
That's rightfully so because
you know what
they were horrible.
And again, we talked about Doug making changes. Schwartz made changes as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Go back to the Miami game. Darby got beat every single play.
Well,
How does that happen?
It's one of those games where you get behind
Right.
and you're chasing the ball all day long. I don't care who it was. Everybody made mistakes in that game.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody made mistakes. In that
Absolutely.
game, was that the game? Apparently so, because I've even heard some of the players refer to it as an eye opener.
Oh, well, of course.
You know what I mean?
Because they thought that the 5 games.
Brandon Graham was embarrassed.
Right.
And they've been playing like they've been.
But let's
ever
get
since.
back. Let's get back to this a minute, because I know the Flyers are playing well.
Mhm.
They're
Right.
playing really well. I mean, to figure where they're at today from
well,
where
they're
they
6 or
were
7 in the
last
league.
year,
Yeah.
Right.
Huge difference.
right? But
Huge difference.
you're a playoff team.
Right.
You get into the playoffs, anything can happen.
So this time last year, what were we talking about, Flyers wise?
We had no idea they were on life support. I mean, we went through how many goalies?
Yeah.
You
Well, they were the
you-
worst team.
you saw-
They were the
you
worst
saw
team in
what
hockey
happened.
Was there
last year.
7 of them? I think there
7
was.
or 8. They scrapped
Yeah, they're
everybody.
reckless.
They got rid of everybody. And here we are. All of a sudden we got good.
Yeah.
We got good. Young guys.
Yeah.
Well, because
Young
you
guys
have
down in the
stability.
minors.
Yeah.
You didn't know what you had.
You have stability in front of the net, which is key. If
Yeah.
you don't have that, like we didn't have it last year, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Mrs. Fico wants to talk about the union.
Union.
She does.
We got cards.
The
over
credit union. I don't belong to one.
Sorry,
Sorry.
B,
There's
union's
cards
out.
over there, though.
Sorry.
We're only doing
Why do
we're
we-
only doing 4 here.
Why? I don't know.
Yeah, we can only count to 4
Why did
on
she?
the show.
She did that just to be.
Oh, absolutely. She laughed
That's her
afterwards.
That's her
She-
Jameis Winston comment.
She did that to be mean, didn't she?
She laughed afterwards.
See?
So
It's the eve of New Year's Eve, and she's already lathered up.
Yeah.
That's Tom's wife, right?
that is Tom's wife. Yes, I did
Poor
say
Tom.
Mrs. Fico.
Poor Tom. I didn't know if there were other Mrs. Ficos in the world.
There is, just not any that watch the show.
No, we don't know.
Flyers are a
That's-
Voracek away from a cup. There you go. There you go. Huh? Our last Voracek comment for the year.
Now I'm sure there'll be another.
I'm
one
sure there'll be another. We
He's
need
got-
another one
we
from
got
you,
He's
Jay.
got what?
18
20
minutes.
Oh, he's got 18. He's got 18 minutes.
Yeah, he's still good.
All right.
I think it's good for all the sports. I mean,
The Sixers and Flyers both need the same thing. They need a scorer.
mm-hmm.
They need, they need somebody that's not afraid to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
They miss Butler. They miss JJ Redick. They
Mhm.
miss those 2 guys
Right.
big time. I mean, I know the cap figures in the money that was spent,
Right.
but I think they need a scorer, big time.
Mm-hmm.
And I can only imagine, the Flyers with a big time goal scorer,
Right.
and we may have that in Travis Konechny.
Right.
We may have that. He leads the team with 34 points,
Yep.
and
Mhm.
he's taken on a whole new life. Making
All-star today.
first time All-Star this year.
Okay.
So we may not have to look too far.
No.
We may have that right in front of us.
Like we were saying last week. We're just.
No,
We're back.
The Ethernet cable. We're back. I think.
We got bumped off. We temporarily got bumped off.
Yeah, I'm not sure why.
Is that the deal?
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I'm kind of spinning here too. So,
But
all right, we're back.
yeah, it's weird. It keeps popping off like that.
Yep.
Where were we?
We're just talking how good the Philly sports are. You got all the teams in the playoffs. The Flyers. Hopefully we'll get there. We got the. We get the Sixers. That they should. We just got to get them to play games on the road and win.
I just found out what our problem here was as soon as I could pull up his name,
Oh.
and I know his name because he's been busting my chops for a while. So a gentleman by the name of Robert Thompson.
Okay.
He's a Delco guy.
Okay.
Okay,
He disconnected us.
he jumped on. It's the first time I've seen his name on the page, and we immediately got bumped off. So he rips Doug, he rips Carson Wentz. He loves the Eagles, but has a problem with Doug and Carson.
So typical Philly fan.
So
All right.
so
we got
we're
our
back.
Minnesota fan on board.
is she on?
She's on. Stephanie did a great job this week in fantasy football as well.
Yeah.
You know.
Sorry
as
about
long
that.
as
We
Chris Carbeck-
we got bumped off again. The paint we seem to hit that high note. You know what I mean? And Facebook's
So we
like,
get
wait
into-
a second.
Yeah.
You guys are having way too much fun. You know what I mean? We got to bring you back down.
Exactly.
You know,
Oh,
you guys got everybody fired up, and
Mhm.
you know,
Well, I think we get ourselves fired up,
well,
No, that's part
which
of
is
being
fun.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but no, like you said, you got everybody's got chances for the playoffs this year. You know, you got the Flyers doing well, the Sixers doing well, the Eagles are in the playoffs.
you know, all I keep hearing about the Sixers, the team's built for the playoffs. What the hell does that mean?
Well, I just hope it's not this, you know, flexing, you know, taking guys off and load management crap. You know, it's where it's you almost kind of just let's get through the season and then we'll play in the playoffs and then everybody plays all the time. I don't like that approach.
It's a whole
myself,
different
but-
game. I know that.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a whole different game. That's for sure.
I don't like that, you know, part of it if that's the way it is, because it's not like they're giving you discounted prices for tickets. You know, you're going to the games and want to watch stars play and then he's taking a day off today because he just wants to take a day off.
Okay, so how do you absolutely crush
Yes.
Milwaukee on Christmas Day, prime time?
Up 28 was it or whatever, 30 points. they were up?
Absolutely crush them, and then you go to Florida and lose to Orlando and Miami.
It's just
Is it one of those situations where you just take
Take
the
it
night off?
you just take it in, you know, playing, you know, and that's.
I
I think that's what separates the good teams from the great teams. You know, they're a good team, and you know, like Michael Jordan and those guys back in the day, they wanted to win 75 games.
I guess there was a whole lot more
68.
pride involved. Huh?
Right. Well, that's what it comes down to, and I guess you know.
Are we good, tech guy? What's the matter
God,
now?
yeah, just reading Jack's comment.
What's the matter? Basketball players are sissies.
They're soft.
Oh God.
You know, that's part of their problem right now. They're soft. You know, it's
I don't know. I just don't know how you go from what was Christmas Day, Wednesday.
yeah.
You were off Thursday. You know, you get it makes no sense.
No.
Friday and Saturday. You know,
What do you mean?
Orlando and Miami.
Yeah.
Right. Well, they're down in South Beach and enjoying themselves.
Yep.
You know, and
All right, so if you're telling me it's a good party, I can live with that.
you know, I'm sure they had a few Miller Lights that were on sale.
Yeah, they're drinking more than Miller Lite. Trust me. That's my pay grade. That's my pay grade.
You know, it's just
Jeez.
yeah, it's just they don't. It's almost like it's not. I don't know if they don't care. It's not the right word. It's just that they don't.
They're lax.
They know they're going to be in the playoffs, so it's just once they get there, then
I wish somebody could explain it to me. I really do.
yeah.
You know, the NBA has me thoroughly
Baffled.
confused.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently, the refs there are worse than NFL.
Yeah.
I don't watch enough basketball.
Well, Nick
to know
Graff
that.
has to find somebody to blame. Jerry Nayland's calling it the Miami
We flew. I saw
Yeah.
that.
You know.
You know what? I would have the Miami flu every day if I could be down there.
I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I love college basketball.
Right.
Nothing better than, you know, March Madness, college
Yeah.
basketball,
Oh,
the
yeah.
tournament. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's just I don't know. It's a whole different atmosphere.
Right. Oh no, it's I don't want to sound old, but it's not. You know, it was better back in the day. You know what I mean? It's like, these guys are so talented. That's what makes it frustrating because you look at the Bulls team with Jordan and them. I think Sixers team's probably more talented of a team. I'm not saying that they're a better
Then
team.
the Jordan teams.
Yeah,
This year.
yeah.
Sixer
I'm not saying
team?
talent-wise.
Really? Yeah.
I mean, they have the players.
You're bringing this to the table at 7:22. We could talk about this for an hour.
Well, I'm just saying it's just
Jordan's one of the greatest players ever. Jordan's the greatest player ever.
He is. I'm not saying that the team's not a better team.
I want to see you waggle your way out of this.
I'm just saying, just talent, just the physical ability that they have within each other.
We got to save this for another night and break this down.
I mean, just look at Ben Simmons, just for instance, his size and what he can do on the field, on the court. What those type of guys weren't around with Jordan's.
What was that tattoo piercing?
Rodman?
Dennis Rodman.
Oh,
Dennis
Jesus.
Rodman would tear your head off.
Well, but it was a different. It was more.
Oh, what? You
volleyball.
got away with it then?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was the whole. I mean, look what the Detroit Pistons did to Jordan all those years, beating them up.
They tried.
Well, I mean, Jordan. I'm not saying that Jordan wouldn't compete with them. I'm just saying.
Can you read Jack's comment?
Jack thinks
You
he
started.
yeah.
This is the eve of New Year's Eve, and you started your celebrating.
Yeah,
What did you change water brands?
it must be vodka. No, I mean, I'm just saying it's like we were saying with the NFL 100 teams. It's just
I understand.
the natural.
I know what you're saying.
It's just the way these guys are trained.
When
They're a
Jordan,
better team.
when Jordan's name comes up, my hair stands up because they try to compare him to
Everybody,
you
right.
know, and I just
But I'm just
Yeah.
saying, it's just those guys are better teams. They play better as a teams, but
Everyone's just jumping on your back too.
they're all over you.
that's
They're all
right.
over
I
you.
mean, it's
They're
She's
all,
light, though.
Uh-oh.
You don't even care.
Your number one critic just jumped on the board too.
but I'm just,
Get ready.
eh,
Get ready.
it's not.
So you're saying it's a different game than?
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, no,
No
but
doubt.
it's just everything. Just
Yeah.
they're bigger, they're stronger, they're fast. But it doesn't make them. In a game when you're playing each other, it's just like with dads against kids when
Okay.
they might be talented, but then we beat them on the court.
Yeah.
Just because of dad skills. But I'm just saying, or dad's cheating skills. But it's just everything. It's just like hockey players. I mean, everybody's bigger and stronger nowadays.
I don't know. Gordie Howe was pretty big
Yeah,
and
there
strong
were
back,
some-
back in the 50s.
Yeah. There's some
50s,
guys back
60s,
then I would not want to mess
70s,
with.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, and I totally.
It's
I
hard to
agree.
compare. It's hard to
You
compare.
cannot. It's a different game.
Right.
No,
It's absolutely. The steroids are better. The alcohol's
Yeah.
better.
And more frequent, probably.
It's the Miami parties are better.
Yeah, but you can
You
you
know.
can pretty much say that for almost any sport
No
if you
doubt.
think about it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
just all sports in general.
Yeah.
It's just but again, it's not like like I said, they play more as a team and they'll play more defense. Where these guys don't play
Right.
defense, so they might be able to dunk and jump higher and do everything else.
Every week I asked you, what do you want to talk about?
I go with the flow.
And you bring this to the table at 7:25.
Yeah, I always stir the pot. That's it's you gotta.
So you have stuff for next week.
Yeah, but it's the birds.
It's
the
all
birds.
bird. Well,
This is
that's why
Eagles
it wasn't
week.
brought up. It was just
This is Eagles
It's the
week.
birds.
I mean,
It's
look at-
absolutely the birds.
look at the NFL guys.
Wait,
I mean,
you-
guys look like me, and they were Pro Bowlers.
Yeah.
Back in the '60s, and then they get them to play now. It can't compete. I mean, you see these guys, and they're giants.
So you are missing a helmet, by the way.
We're missing a few helmets.
Okay, I was going to say I don't see a green one.
No, you don't see the one they wear, the one they used to wear.
Oh no,
and the other one that they used to wear. These are all novelty helmets.
Yeah.
You know, these are this is what's called NFL marketing.
right.
Right.
That's what this is right here.
Yeah.
This is NFL marketing. You know.
Hey, Tank joined. Hey, Tank.
Bill's on here. You know, he copped on. He's like looking at all these comments. He's like, hey, what did I miss?
I missed a shout out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's
My
on?
Snickers bar.
My buddy Tank.
Oh,
watching.
I only know one tank.
Yeah.
Oh no,
The
another
show don't
one.
have room for two tanks. You see that? Hey, so we're down to the last couple of minutes.
Right.
It's New Year's.
God,
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Absolutely.
It's Happy New Year.
the hat looks good on you.
It's Happy New Year.
I think you
What do
should
got,
wear that.
What do you got
every-
planned? You
Nothing.
got planned? Nothing?
Well,
No?
tomorrow, nothing. Not sure. I might go out to dinner. Not sure about that, but
Wait, you go out to dinner all the time.
I no.
This
I'm,
is a special.
I'm not a big New Year's Eve.
This
guy.
is the end of a decade.
I understand that.
Yeah.
This
I'm
is
not a big New Year's Eve guy.
okay. Well, that's
So-
what they make Uber cars for
I-
now.
I also have to get up and cook for 30 people on Wednesday. So
All right, moving right along. What do you got planned? Because I know Jen's got you probably somewhere.
No, we're at home. We're at home. We have a nice family tradition.
Okay.
We have
Share it. Come on.
we have everybody come over. Well,
You watch tape from the Bulls back in the 90s?
yeah. Well, I got to answer this question too from Jack. You know, with the Gretzky Oilers.
I'm telling you, you didn't stir the pot.
Well, just maybe not the Flyers team, but maybe another one of the teams from this decade.
Gretzky was pretty good.
They all are.
No, let's
They're
go
all
back.
good,
Don't
but-
change the subject.
but
What's
I-
the tradition? Come
we-
on. I
we-
want to hear about the tradition.
We all hang out.
Because you've got a lot of cool traditions.
Well, thank you.
I'm starting to learn a lot about you. You got some cool traditions.
Yeah, my sister comes over. She sleeps over with us.
I know it doesn't have anything to do with you. I just think you're along for the
I'm just
ride.
there. I'm just
Yeah, I'm just filling the chair.
yeah. There's a lump over here. Move over. But no, my sister comes over and we'll spend time with the kids. And
I think they might be coming to get you.
I didn't answer the phone again.
Oh, God.
And
Not quite sure what's going on out there, but
something going on out
last
there.
time I checked, it was Havertown.
Not that many ambulances and cop cars. And then we have a memory jar that we have, and like as days go on, if we something happens, like Kyle getting into Penn State, that'll be like a memory. So then you just roll them up into a little jar, and then we just sit around and pass the jar around.
Oh, that's cool.
Read them, just
From year to year.
just for this year.
Oh, just
so
this year.
So it's all
Gotcha.
that had just passed
Oh, gotcha.
events, and
Okay.
then Jen saves them all and for years to come. So
That's
yeah,
cool.
So,
it's fun.
So what are you doing?
I'm going out.
Where are you going?
I'm not sure yet. I'll pick a spot.
When you got
you
that,
know-
when you got that hat, you
You got the hat. You can go anywhere you want, right?
I'll go somewhere.
Yeah.
Eat.
Well, let me know where you're going.
Have a couple sodas. And
Sodas?
yeah, a couple of sodas.
Sodas?
Sodas. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever
Yeah.
seen you drink soda
Well, you got to behave on New Year's Eve.
because it's amateur night.
Mhm.
Well, I consider myself still an amateur.
There you go.
No, you just like to have fun.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
So, Happy New Year to everybody.
Yes. Happy
Absolutely.
New Year. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes.
Happy New Year. Thank you for a great year.
Mm-hmm.
Just real quick, Dagwoods, January 22nd. We're going to be announcing a guest shortly. As soon as we get confirmation, we'll make that announcement. But I want to thank everybody that was involved with us this year. Lauren, Anthony, Sue, John, Mario, your sister Lisa,
Mhm.
Dolly supported us all year.
Yep.
Your boys, I got to work on them.
Yes, you do.
I got to feed them some more information. No, I just want to thank everybody. We've had a great year.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Whether,
Absolutely.
whether we're here at the store on a Wednesday night or a Monday night, as the case may be, we had a phenomenal 7-month run out of PJ Willihan's.
Yep.
We're not quite sure what's going on there. but we're on board with Dagwoods for January.
Right.
Mhm.
January 22nd. A lot of twos.
Yes.
2020.
Yep.
So that's our next show on the road. We'll be back here next Wednesday
Mhm.
night.
Yep.
I will not.
You will not.
I will not be here.
I knew there was something. We need to wish you well.
Yes.
Yeah, I will. I will be having not major surgery, but I'll be having surgery on Tuesday, so I don't think I'm going to be able to be here.
Okay.
I'm going to try if I can.
Okay.
Then I'll be here. Black eyes and everything. So
It's all
All
right.
right. We'll leave your seat open. I won't give it away like I tried to do before.
you can.
No. That didn't fare well.
Why? Who'd you give it to?
Nobody.
Oh, really?
Nobody. I offered it up, but he,
Oh, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's I could never fill that seat.
Come on.
But
This seat's easy to fill.
we want to wish our Birds the best on
Absolutely.
Sunday,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Birds, Seahawks. Somehow I see this game in my head.
I see it win.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So
I do. If they're at home,
hopefully we got a lot of good things to talk about again next week.
it's payback from week 12.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. So again,
So,
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank all of you. Go
We'll-
Birds.
We'll go with this. So, Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah.
From
That's
our
all.
family to
Happy
yours.
New Year. Happy New Year.
And, be safe.
And to all my mummer guys out there,
Yeah.
be safe.
Yes.
Be safe. That's a crazy broad
Oh
street.
my
Oh
God.
yeah.
So if you're going to the parade, stay warm. It's not going to be really that cold.
Now,
So have a good time, and we'll end with this.
Yeah.
Ready? I want to hear you guys too.
ready?
EAGLES Eagles!
We forgot this thing.